assembled as a part of the rock and of whatever ministry you're a part of, because you have the same responsibility wherever you go to be a support to your man and woman of God. It's our responsibility. That's our job. That's what we're called to do. When you say to yourself and to the people around you, God has sent me to this place, then you put yourself in line to say, I have a responsibility. Anybody said that? You thought about that? I have a responsibility. My responsibility is to support the man and woman of God. And all this morning in the life application, it was all about support. It was all about support. Everything was about support. And we talk about supporting our man and woman of God. But what do we do when we're supporting them? What does that mean when I say I support my pastor? When I say I support the apostle, that means that I'm undergirding them. I'm bearing them up. I'm holding them up. I'm standing in the gap. I'm going places where they need me to go. I'm going when they go, because I want to make sure that everything that's around them is all right. Am I support? I'm support. Are you support? Come on. I work on a job, and in my job, they call us the support staff. And for a minute, I had a problem with that. I said, I don't like that title. I don't like that designation. But God showed me how important support is. Support is important, because support holds you up. Support can support from the bottom. This right here is supported on these right here. Y'all got that? They're holding it from the bottom. But these walls that are standing up vertical have support right next to them. So it doesn't matter whether you're in a low position or a high position, you're still called to support. If you're going to be support, keep it tight. Support does these things. It bears, it holds up, it sustains, it withstands, it undergoes and endures some things on behalf of the man and woman of God. And then it does it with patience and submission. It doesn't get mad when something is called on you to do it. Hallelujah. When they need you, when they need your help. Sometimes we have a problem when our man and woman of God expect something from us. We think that they're just supposed to give and give and give and give, and they are. But we are yet supposed to give and give and give in return. I don't know what happens. I ask myself, what's up with that? They ask for our faith and we give them our fear. They ask for our money and we give them our moans. They ask for our gifts to be used in the ministry and we give them our grief. Nobody knows the trouble I see. What's up with that? What are we thinking when we think that we don't have to get in line with the man and woman of God and support them? We have to keep it tight. That's the thing about a foundation garment. You know, those things that they used to call unmentionables. I'm not going to go into detail, but they don't work good unless they're tight. All right? When they're too loose, they don't do anything. They don't have any impact. So we're going to keep our support tight. What are we talking about? Support, 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 support. Support has a lot of definitions. Support means to sustain a person under trial or affliction. You stand with them when they're going through. Even if you can't do anything to stop them from going through, you're yet there to stand with them when they're going through. Are you there? Are you there? There was a song that said, were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there? Now, I wasn't there physically, but I've been there many times. I've seen it in my mind. And I try to envision the disciples standing around in support. They couldn't stop the crucifixion because it had to happen. But they were there to support. The women were there to support. They stood around and they watched and they let him know, and they let the people that even crucified him know that he was not alone, even in his hour of distress and despair. Who is looking at Apostle Pittman and Pastor Pittman in their hour of distress and being able to see you and know they're not alone? When they look at them and they're going through, and they may not ever tell you they're going through, but people know they're going through, can they look out and look at them and yet see you being a support? That's what we're talking about. Keep it tight. Your support should be so tight that wherever they go, you're there. Not tight enough to squeeze them to death and confine them, but tight enough that it's always felt. Keep it tight. What is you doing? What are you doing? What is you doing? Boy, that's grammatically incorrect. Support means to maintain by supplying the things necessary for their existence, to provide for them. Are we providing for our man and woman of God? Or are we grudging when we see the red envelope?
All right.
Do you know that even if every one of us gave $7 every week, every time we came, without fail, that still would not be enough to provide for their support? Not their full support. And so we need to do the part that we're supposed to do. When we see the envelope, instead of getting mad about it, we're support. To support means to maintain, to supply what they need so that they can exist in peace, so that they don't